Go ahead, try to tickle yourself right now. Your ribs, your armpit, the side of your neck, wherever you know you're most sensitive. Go on, really try. Nothing happens, does it? And that should genuinely bother you a lot more than it does. You have all the information. You know your own body better than anyone. You know exactly where to press, where to dig in, where one finger from someone else turns you into a screaming, gasping mess on the floor. You have functioning hands. You have a perfectly reasonable motivation. And yet, your body just sits there, completely unbothered, staring back at you like you've asked it to do something embarrassing. Meanwhile, your little sibling can destroy you in under 3 seconds. How is that possible? The answer lives inside a small, fist-sized structure at the back of your skull. It's called the cerebellum. And what it quietly does to you every single time you try this is one of the strangest, most overlooked things your brain does on a daily basis. It cancels you before you even make contact, every single time. But before we get to that, let's talk about what tickling actually is, because most people have never once stopped to question it. You've been ticklish your entire life, and you have probably never asked why. That's the kind of thing this channel exists for. There are actually 2 distinct types of tickling. Scientists, who absolutely love naming things with words nobody asked for, call them nismesis and gargalesis. Nismesis is the light, creepy-crawly sensation, a feather drifting across your forearm, the sudden feeling that something might be moving on your skin. You instinctively swat at it. It's not funny, it's not pleasant, it's just deeply unsettling in a way you can't quite explain. Gargalesis is the real one, the one that makes you scream laugh while simultaneously trying to kick your best friend directly in the face, the one that bypasses all your self-control and turns you into a completely undignified human being within seconds. That's the one we're here for. And here's the first strange thing about gargalesis. It only works in specific places. Nobody has ever collapsed in hysterical laughter because someone touched their forearm. Nobody has lost all composure because of a light tap on the shoulder. It's always the same zones: armpits, ribs, feet, the back of the neck, the inner thigh. Look at that list for a second. Notice anything? Every single one of those spots is a place where something genuinely dangerous could attack you. A venomous insect, a parasite burrowing into skin, a predator going for a vulnerable point. Tickling is not random. It is your body's ancient threat detection system, built over millions of evolution, firing exactly where it was designed to fire. Someone else just found the manual override, and they are using it against you at family gatherings. So back to the cerebellum. Here is what happens every single time you decide to move your hand. Before your hand has even begun to move, before any contact is made, your cerebellum receives what neuroscientists call an efference copy. Think of it as a carbon copy of the motor command your brain just issued, a memo, an advance notice. And the cerebellum uses that memo to predict with extraordinary precision exactly what sensation is about to arrive: the location, the pressure, the angle, the trajectory, all of it. And then, before the sensation even registers, it quietly turns the volume all the way down. This is why you feel almost nothing when you touch yourself. Your brain read the plan before you executed it and decided in advance that this was not worth reacting to. Your cerebellum is essentially your most jaded internal critic. You had an idea, it already knew, it already canceled it. You never stood a chance. In 1998, neuroscientist Sarah Jane Blakemore and her colleagues at University College London demonstrated this with elegant precision. They built a robotic arm that could tickle participants either directly in real time or with a slight delay and a subtly altered trajectory. What they found was remarkable. The more unpredictable the robot's movements, the more ticklish participants felt, even from a machine, even when people knew exactly what was happening and knew the tickle was coming. The predictability was what killed the sensation. The surprise was the tickle, not the touch itself. This is also why watching someone's hand move toward you does absolutely nothing to protect you. Your cerebellum knows something is incoming, but it cannot predict the exact moment of contact. It cannot predict the precise pressure or angle, so the cancellation never fires. The signal gets through at full volume, and you completely lose it, despite making strong, direct eye contact with the approaching hand, and telling yourself very firmly that you are an adult who is in control of their reactions. But here is the part that genuinely confused researchers for a long time. Why does tickling make us laugh at all? The sensation itself is not comfortable. In fact, neuroscientist Robert Provine, who spent decades studying laughter and wrote extensively on the subject, found that tickle laughter activates the hypothalamus, the brain region most associated with fight or flight responses. You are not purely delighted when someone tickles you. A genuine part of your brain is registering mild threat. The laughter is your nervous system choosing a social, playful response over a defensive one, and it makes that choice faster than your conscious mind can weigh in. This is also why the relationship between the people involved matters so much. Tickling almost exclusively happens between people who trust each other: parents and small children, siblings, close friends, romantic partners. If a complete stranger reached out and tickled you, the exact same touch applied to the exact same spot with the exact same pressure would feel deeply wrong, not funny, threatening. Your brain is not just reading nerve signals, it is reading context. It is reading the relationship. It is making a social judgment at the speed of a reflex, and not judgment determines whether you laugh or recoil. Provine also made a discovery that has quietly fascinated researchers ever since. Tickle laughter in chimpanzees and humans is acoustically almost identical. Same rhythm, same breathless, gasping quality, same escalating pitch. When you record both and compare them, the similarity is striking. This response, this involuntary social laughter triggered by unexpected touch between trusted individuals, is at least 60 million years old. It predates spoken language. It predates written history. It predates every institution, every invention, every idea we consider distinctly human. We share it with animals who have never heard a joke in their lives. And honestly, based on how consistently they seem to enjoy it, chimps might find the whole thing funnier than we do. Now, here's the piece of information that quietly reframes everything you have just learned. People with schizophrenia can tickle themselves. Their cerebellum has difficulty generating accurate predictions of their own movements, the same disruption that causes them to experience their own internal thoughts as external voices speaking to them. When the prediction mechanism breaks down, the boundary between self and not self becomes unreliable, and suddenly their own touch registers as if it came from somewhere else, which means the thing that has been frustrating you your entire life, that complete inability to make yourself laugh by touching your own ribs, is not a flaw. It is not some cruel design oversight. It is your brain's proof of self. It means your cerebellum has a perfectly functioning, precisely calibrated model of where you end and the rest of the world begins. The inability to tickle yourself is your brain's certificate of being a coherent, intact individual. And then there is this. Throughout history, in ancient China, in Rome, in medieval Europe, tickling was used as a method of torture. Because unlike pain, which the mind can eventually steel itself against, tickling hijacks a completely involuntary response. You cannot grit your teeth through it. You cannot dissociate from it. You cannot decide to stop reacting. It just keeps coming, and your body keeps responding, and there is nothing in between you and it. Your most embarrassing reflex is also the one you have the least control over. So go ahead. Try one more time. You already know what will happen. Your cerebellum will read your intention before your hand arrives, cancel the signal before it lands, and leave you sitting there, completely unimpressed by your own fingers. It has been doing this your entire life. It will keep doing it. It always wins. It always has. And the fact that it does means your brain is working exactly as it should.